I thought it was just a stray dog on the side of the road. But when it looked at me, it smiled. That's when I realized it wasn't a dog at all. The desert road was empty and quiet. Only the sound of the engine filled the night. Evan was driving home from his friend's ranch. It was late, almost 3 in the morning. He didn't like driving at this time, but he wanted to sleep in his own bed. The sky was dark, the moon looked strange, and the air felt heavy. He turned up the radio trying to stay awake. That's when he saw it. A dog standing on the side of the road. It didn't move. It just stood there, staring at his truck as he drove closer. Its fur was dark and messy. Its body looked thin, like it hadn't eaten in days. But the eyes didn't look like a dog's. They looked human. Evan slowed down. "Hey, buddy, you okay?" he said softly. The dog didn't blink, didn't move, just stared. Evan drove past it, keeping his eyes on the road. But something made him check his side mirror. The dog was gone. He frowned. Weird. A few minutes later, he heard a thump on the back of the truck. Then again, thump, thump. He looked back. Nothing. Then came the sound. Running. Something was running behind his truck. Evan pressed the gas pedal. The truck went faster, went 60, 70, 80. But the sound stayed close. He looked in the mirror again and froze. The same black dog was chasing him, its legs moving too fast, eyes glowing yellow. It shouldn't have been possible. No dog could run like that. Evan slammed the brakes and stopped the truck. He jumped out, shaking, pointing his flashlight behind him. Nothing. The desert was still. Not even the wind moved. He turned in a slow circle. "Hello?" Then a voice whispered his name. "Ivan." He froze. His mouth went dry. The voice came again, closer. "Evan." Evan turned. The dog was there, standing like before, but this time its back looked twisted, its legs long, almost like a person crawling on all fours. He stepped back. "Stay away from me." The dog tilted its head, opened its mouth, and laughed. Not a bark. A horrible, dry human laugh. Evan ran to his truck, jumped in, and drove off. He didn't stop until he saw the first lights of town. He didn't sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he heard that laugh again. Morning came too slow. When Evan walked outside, he froze. The back of his truck was covered in long, deep claw marks. His mom came out and gasped. "What happened to your truck?" "I don't know," Evan said. "Maybe a coyote?" She touched one of the marks. Her face went pale. "Where were you last night?" "Driving home from Kyle's ranch," he said. "Why?" She looked around, her voice low. "That's near the old road, isn't it?" "Yeah," she shook her head. "You shouldn't go there after dark." Evan frowned. "Why not?" She looked scared. "There are things out there. Skinwalkers. They take shapes. Animals, people. They follow you home if you see them." Evan tried to laugh it off. "You don't believe that stuff, do you?" But her eyes told him she did. That night, Evan couldn't sleep. He kept hearing small sounds outside, soft scratching at the window, then the back door creaking. At first, he thought it was Rex, his own dog. But when he looked out, Rex was barking at something near the fence. Evan grabbed a flashlight and stepped outside. "Rex?" "What is it, boy?" Rex growled, hair standing up. He was staring at the tree line behind the house. Evan followed his gaze, and his blood ran cold. Two glowing eyes stared back from the dark. He aimed the flashlight, but there was nothing there. Then he heard it, that same voice again. "Ivan!" He froze. The sound was closer now, almost right behind him. Rex barked wildly, and Evan turned fast. Nothing. Just the wind and the desert. He ran back inside and locked the door. He didn't sleep at all that night. The next day, Evan went to see his friend Kyle. Kyle lived near the desert and had grown up hearing the old Navajo stories. Evan told him everything. The dog, the laugh, the voice. Kyle went silent. He didn't laugh, didn't joke. "You shouldn't have talked to it," Kyle said finally. "When they hear you speak, they remember your voice." Evan frowned. "You think it's real?" Kyle nodded. "My uncle saw one once. He said it looked like a dog, but wrong. Too tall, too smart. He heard it say his name, too." Evan rubbed his face. "So what do I do now?" "Don't go out at night," Kyle said. "Don't whistle. Don't call for your dog. And if you hear your name again, don't answer." That night, Evan locked every door and window. He kept the lights on and Rex beside him. At around 2 a.m., Rex started growling again. Evan sat up, heart pounding. "Not again!" The growling turned to barking, sharp and loud. Then Evan heard it, the sound of knocking on the door. Slow, heavy knocks, 3 times. He froze. Then from outside came a voice. "Evan, it's Kyle! Let me in!" Evan's eyes widened. "Kyle!" Rex growled harder, backing away from the door. Evan hesitated. "Say something else," he called. Silence. Then the voice came again, but this time it sounded wrong. Stretched. Too low. "Let me in, Evan," Evan whispered. "That's not Kyle." He backed away, clutching Rex, who whimpered and hid under the bed. The knocking stopped. After a few minutes, everything went quiet again. Evan stayed awake until sunrise. The next morning, Kyle called. "Hey man, sorry I didn't come by last night," Kyle said. "My truck wouldn't start." Evan's blood ran cold. "Wait, you didn't come here?" "No. Why?" Evan didn't answer. He looked out the window. The dirt outside his front door had fresh footprints, bare human feet. He hung up, heart pounding, and turned to Rex. The dog sat by the window, staring outside, ears flat. That night, Evan decided to stay with Kyle instead. He packed a bag, got in his truck, and drove before dark. Halfway there, his headlights caught movement on the road. Something was standing in the middle of it, the black dog again. It looked worse now. Its body was bent, legs longer, fur missing in patches. Its eyes glowed bright yellow. Evan slammed the brakes. No, not again." The dog started walking toward the truck, slow, shaky steps. Then, in a low, broken voice, it said, "Why, did you leave?" Evan's whole body froze. It smiled, a horrible human-like smile, and took another step. Evan threw the truck in reverse and sped back down the road, tires screaming. The dog ran after him again, faster than before. He didn't look back. Not once. He reached Kyle's house, jumped out and banged on the door. Kyle opened it, confused. "Dude, what happened?" Evan pointed to the road, gasping. "It followed me." They both stepped outside, shining flashlights. But there was nothing there, just the sound of the desert wind. Then they heard it, far off in the dark. A laugh, the same awful laugh. For 3 days, Evan stayed with Kyle, but the sounds didn't stop. They heard scratching on the windows at night, footsteps on the porch. Once, they found Rex's leash hanging on the fence, torn and bloody. Evan broke down. "It won't stop, Kyle." "It wants me," Kyle said quietly. "Then we have to end it." He took Evan to his uncle, an old Navajo man named Thomas. Thomas listened without interrupting. Then he said, "You looked at it. It saw you. Now it knows your name. That gives it power." "What do I do?" Evan asked. Thomas gave him a small pouch of herbs. "Burn this tonight. Don't leave your house. Don't open the door, no matter what you hear." That night, Evan did exactly what he was told. He locked himself inside, lit the herbs, and sat by the fire. At first, everything was quiet. Then came the voice again, outside the door. "Evan, please, it's me, Mom." He froze. "Mom?" But deep inside, he knew it wasn't her. His mom was miles away. "Open the door, sweetheart," the voice said again. He stayed still. The voice turned angry. "Open it!" The door rattled. Something heavy hit it. Rex barked from under the bed, crying. Then the wood started cracking. The fire burned low. The shadows moved across the walls. And then, suddenly, silence. Evan waited. Minutes passed. He slowly stood up and looked outside through the window. Nothing. He turned and froze. In the corner of the room stood the black dog. Its body was wrong. Its mouth stretched too wide. "Ivan," it whispered. The fire went out. The next morning, Kyle came by. He found the door open. The room smelled like smoke. The herbs were burned to ash, but Evan was gone. Only Rex sat there, staring at the empty doorway, whimpering softly. Out in the desert, under the morning sun, a black dog wandered the road, walking slow with human-like eyes that never blinked.